What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Loot Chest on Tasty Loot Gaming. In case you don't know, Loot Chest is a show where we talk about a random subject in gaming. And today, we're going to be talking about early impressions of the Xbox One. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And in case you haven't seen already, links up above and down below, I believe, wherever. We've done early impressions before on the, I believe, the Dreamcast and the Nintendo 64.
Right.
Make sure to check those out. Those are us talking about our earliest impressions and memories of those consoles. This one's a little different because we're going to be diving into a console that's only been out for like 2 years. We just got one recently in the house. I felt like it was time to just fucking swallow that bullet and fucking and get it. So what we're going to be doing is talking about what we like about it, what we don't like about it, what we think they could improve on, and yeah. So let's start out simple. What do you think of the controller?
I like it. As far as like comfort goes, it's a comfortable controller. It's got a good weight to it. It feels similar to the last controller. My only complaint is the joysticks are really loose feeling, which I don't like at all. I kind of like a little give, and they feel like they're just kind of...
Yeah, it's really interesting because the 360, I think, is one of the best controllers ever made.
Yeah.
The analogs are stiff. They feel good. They're nice and big. The PS4 controller also is one of my favorites now, surprisingly, because the ones prior to that I wasn't a huge fan of. I liked everything about them except for the analogs. Now they fixed the analogs, and they're great. The really interesting thing about the Xbox One's controller is it does feel really good. I like the triggers. I like the feedback in the triggers. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a really comfortable controller. It doesn't have a touchpad, but that's not something I really hold against it.
Sure.
That's just a really good idea on the PlayStation 4's controller. But yeah, the analogs are too loose out of the box.
Right.
They feel like they've been used, and they're too small. They have a very small surface to put your thumb on. For me.
Well, and I haven't played it enough to really like get a feel for it in that regard yet. I do know that I tend to have problems with most joysticks in general, even controllers I like.
Did you get a chance to try out the D-pad for anything?
No.
The D-pad is way better. It's the best D-pad that any of the Xboxes have had.
I don't think that's hard to improve upon, though.
No, it's a really good D-pad, though, surprisingly. I have to give it some props. I played Killer Instinct, which is a shitty game. But the D-pad has this weird thing where it clicks when you push in any of the directions.
Okay.
Which is nice because it's not feedback. I mean, technically it is feedback,
right.
But like it's kind of like letting you know that, say you're going like down forward, you got, and you know you did it.
Right.
You don't have to interpret if you felt like you did it or not. I think it's really cool. I'd like to see that almost in more controllers. So they nailed that, in my opinion.
No, that's good. I mean, like I said, most things about the controller I do like. It literally just comes down to, I think the analogs are a little too loose, and the little bit of Halo 5 I played,
It's kind of hard to aim.
between like the game settings and the controller being super loose, I had to turn a bunch of stuff down.
Yeah,
so.
me too. And batteries. Batteries is bullshit.
Yeah, that's just poor design choice.
Yeah.
So.
Can't hold that against the controller too much. That's just overall a bad decision on their part. But the controller, I think, is really cool. What do you think about the look of the Xbox One?
I think I know where they're going with it because
Yeah.
they're obviously aiming towards like a broad audience. They want it to fit in with your entertainment
Fit in
center,
with everything that you
and
have.
match everything. I mean, like my AV unit is boring looking, and the Xbox right next to it would blend right in. It is a very plain and boring console. It's ginormous. I almost feel like they made it that big because they had overheating problems with the last console.
Probably. Well, it's got heating vents everywhere.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to avoid that fiasco.
Yeah, makes
so
sense.
I mean,
Didn't
I
think about
understand it.
It's actually like 2 times the size of the PS4. In my room, I have them next to each other.
It's weird, though, yeah.
And they're like, it's weird that the PS4 is more powerful technically.
It's not a bad or a good or a bad thing. It's just an observation.
It's an observation, absolutely.
That this system is just fucking ginormous.
I don't have a positive or negative look on the console's look.
I do think it's boring looking, though. They didn't really try in this case.
Uninspired, absolutely.
Well, look at the even the original Xbox, which is just a giant brick, still had some like detail to it.
The 360 was a good looking.
It was. The 360 looked
Very
like
sleek.
a video game console.
Yeah.
This looks like a VCR.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't love it at all. It literally just looks like it fits with everything.
Super uninspired.
It's just black. It's squared. It fits with anything you have.
Yeah.
And that's literally they wanted that all in one box. That's literally what this thing's for.
That's what it looks like,
and that's what it is.
Yep.
The size is the only thing about it. I'm like, didn't need to be that big, but apparently did because they wouldn't have done it otherwise. Yeah. UI. What do you think of the UI?
I hate it. I don't like Metro interfaces in anything though.
Yeah.
When I first
it's
saw the
definitely more of a
Windows-
gripe with the Windows.
It is.
Newer Windows.
The Windows phones, Windows 8, and Windows 10. Like, I hate that stupid Metro, big colorful squares everywhere thing. I also, it's really easy to get lost in the Xbox One. I sure, like, once you use it enough, that's gone. But, like, the PS4, as an example, and even the Wii U, immediately knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
As for, like, this, I'm like, okay, what button do I have to push to get to what part of the menu? I mean, it just seems so all over the place. So
I'm sure anybody who's been using Xbox One for a while and is actually like a really big fan of them
Yeah.
is gonna think I'm a fucking idiot, but I'm not because a bunch of people on YouTube have videos for this for a reason, trying to find how to fucking turn in a code for something.
Yeah.
By myself took like 30 fucking minutes, and then I finally looked it up, and even in forums, people couldn't tell people how to do it. So I watched a video. And this guy also said, I've been looking for fucking ever. I finally found it. I'm putting this up there so people know, blah, blah, blah. And now I know where it's at. It's easy. But it's like, you gotta go up, right, down, browse games, all this shit. Just stuff you would not assume.
It's unintuitive.
Whereas like the PS4, you go into the PSN network, you go all the way down the list of things you can do. Redeem code, it's right there. You don't have to go into things looking for it. Not trying to compare the two.
We use the same way.
But,
it literally is a redeem code button.
Yeah, but the UI is... It's clean looking, but they need to harness some of that Apple magic and fucking make it a little more intuitive and just easily used by anyone just picking it up.
Well, yeah, and
because it's intimidating.
It has the really like sharp and really nice like colors and like I don't even really know how I'm trying to word this, but everything looks very nice, but it just is everywhere.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's very unintuitive. I pick up any other console, even their last one.
Yeah.
And I know how to use it instantly. Like I'm not fumbling through it. So.
Yeah, and again, I don't necessarily go like, "Oh, this is Xbox One shit." This is Windows. This is bad. Just Windows fucking design. People have been bitching about 8. They've been bitching about 10. This is just another product of that for sure.
Yeah.
So the Xbox One I got Tomb Raider, whatever edition, definitive edition, and thank you, and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep.
And then I also went out and bought Halo 5 because that's the reason I have the Xbox One. Outside of that, I have some of the free games like Killer Instinct, stuff like that. Project Spark, hour-long episode, drunken hour-long episode. So this is pretty much where I'm at gaming wise. I haven't played a shitload of Xbox One games, but I'm assuming it has all the games I have for PS4, blah blah blah. But its exclusives, I feel like I've touched on them a little bit.
You've played Forza in the past as well.
Forza 6, I've played it. I don't own it. I actually kind of want to buy it because I've been wanting to play a racing game. So far, I'm just going to jump into this one because I'm just going to talk about games. We've complained about the exclusivity of games, but the exclusive games that they do have, very much like Nintendo, or the quality games.
Right.
Halo 5 is awesome. I really like it a lot. I think the storyline's really fucking cool. 343 did an awesome job on the last one. Probably one of my favorite Halos of all time. Not better than 2, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like 2.
But this one's really good. Has a really good storyline.
It's missing. Couch co-op.
Couch co-op. That's the one thing. But that is not an Xbox One problem. That is a 343 problem.
Right.
The game's awesome. Looks great. You can tell this is one of their fucking like flagship titles. This needs to be awesome. It is awesome. The multiplayer is fucking dope. I love it. Has some really cool modes. So I'm really happy with that game. Rise of the Tomb Raider is technically not an exclusive, but it is a year exclusive.
It's on PC here soon.
This is not a console seller. I only bought it. I only got this bundle because it seemed more better.
Bang for your buck.
Exactly. I was getting like two $60 games or whatever, $40, $60, whatever. But it's a good game. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I think it could look better, but it looks pretty good. They got the hair physics in it, all that stuff like that. The Xbox can handle it.
The mocap's super good.
The mocap's really good. The game's super fluid, plays really well. Let's see, Forza 6 looks great. Looks fantastic. Of course it does. I'm not going to get into the Gran Turismo thing because I'm a Gran Turismo fanboy. But Forza 6 is cool. I played it. I was very impressed with the graphics. I actually think that's probably one of the best looking games on the Xbox One I've seen so far.
So and you brought this up in the video you guys did, but the puddling. I've never seen that before.
Never seen it before, and it's really cool,
Yeah.
and it's cool to feel that in the controller when you're driving through and hydroplaning. Really fucking cool. So, I mean, all in all, so far my experience with gaming on the Xbox One, it's limited, but the games that they do have that are exclusive, I have not played Gears of War, I'm not a fan of that, is good. They got really good, well-made games.
Right.
They just need more.
I do have a UI gripe again.
Okay.
When you're switching profiles, which I found out when I first used it.
Yeah, it was weird.
It kept you logged in and just popped me on.
Or I had made an account on, or I logged into my account on Josh's Xbox One a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then when I got my new Xbox One, signed in, and I started downloading stuff, it started just downloading my stuff on his Xbox One. And I remember you were saying negative stuff about that, and I agree in that situation is really dumb. It's something you should have to turn on. But at the same time, I think it is a cool feature too, because imagine if I had two Xbox Ones at two different locations, it's ready for me somewhere.
PlayStation 3 had a similar type of thing. But it didn't do it automatically. Like, you had to tell it to.
Oh, no. So. This just was like, hey, it's ready for you over at Josh's.
The other thing, too, is
when you never go
the
there.
way it handles guessing, I guess. I guess it's not really multitasking as much as running things in the background.
Yeah.
Your games, literally, you have to, like, which it doesn't tell you, which is another issue, the unintuitiveness, but, like, it'll be playing in that box in the middle of the UI, and you have to actually, like, if you could hit the I don't know the button names that well, but the menu button, and then you have to go down to close game.
Yeah.
It's really weird to me.
It's weird, but it's different to me. Yeah. It's not bad, because the thing I do really like about the Xbox One is when you first set it up, it goes, hey, do you want this to actually like shut off all the way, and then it has to turn on when you turn on, or do you want it to go into a light sleep mode? PS4 has something like that too, but it's like instant. As soon as you turn the thing on, it's back where you were. And it's in the same vein in the UI. You press that button, you leave a game, and you go do something. It's actually kind of impressive that it can keep your game state exactly how it was.
Right.
While you're doing all this other shit. I had like 2 games open or something like that, which is weird. And you can go right back into it. At first, I didn't know that. So when I found out, I was like, what the fuck? Turn this off. But now I'm thinking about it, and I have no reason to use it. But it is kind of neat for somebody who might like be all over the place.
Who can't play one game at a time.
Yeah, I had like Smite open and Tomb Raider at the same time or something like that. It was weird, but it's kind of cool. And I haven't got to use it yet, but they have that side screen thing where you can multitask.
Okay, so it does have multitasking.
Yeah, you can have one thing here on the side. You can have like a web browser open or something like that, or YouTube, or Skype someone as you're playing.
So
which is very cool in my opinion.
That is cool. If you have the real estate, obviously, on your screen to do it.
Definitely.
And I don't think...
Oh, a small screen would be awful.
The other consoles don't offer that, which is kind of cool, though. If the Wii U was more powerful, they could obviously use a controller for that, but we're not going to get into... This is a Nintendo conversation.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, that's cool that feature is there. It's not something I would personally ever use, but...
I'd have to try it out to see if there is a use for it for me personally.
Like PlayStation Now, for example. I think it's a cool thing. I'm not going to use it.
Absolutely.
So...
I think we've pretty much covered any major complaints we have on it and any positive things. Where would you like to see the Xbox One go, and what do you think? What would you like to see from it?
Very similar to what they did with the 360 when they did complete UI overhauls to kind of improve.
They're on their second or third one right now. The Xbox One.
Well, they need to keep it up.
They need to keep going with that.
It does need to be more intuitive for a new user, especially like because I mean I've barely used the thing. And I'm not holding it against it so much as like it's just kind of like a bummer. Like you turn on a system for the first time and you have to like spend so much time learning how to use just the UI.
Oh yeah, I should have had a video as like a course or something to teach you how to use the fucking thing.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, like as far as the system goes, I mean it's a solid piece of hardware. Yeah, and that's cool. I kind of think that a lot of lessons were learned last generations by both companies. you know, with the broken hardware and overpriced hardware and all
Definitely.
that stuff. So I think a lot of lessons got learned. Both companies came out and made really solid hardware this time, I think. So, and that's really nice to see. Haven't really seen that since like PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64.
Definitely,
So,
yeah. The big differential is just the content that they're releasing
yeah,
for the
they
consoles.
both have solid controllers.
Yeah.
Minor gripes on both,
Yeah.
but super minor. I mean, the joysticks is something I would get used to on the Xbox One. So
And I did.
Yeah.
I mean, my second match in Halo, I was kicking everyone's ass. So
I mean, it's just weird how loose they are. Like,
it is weird, especially coming from the 360. It's like you figure you would keep everything good with that thing,
Yeah.
and enhance the rest of it.
No, for
and
sure.
They made, I would say, almost everything better or the same. Just the analogs are a big step backwards. They've never been that bad on any of the controllers that Xbox has ever had. Even the original fucking Xbox controller,
right.
which I used to love.
The other thing I'd like to see them do is stop making controllers that need batteries, please. That's really no one else does that.
rechargeable fucking controller is standard. Put it in the
100%
box.
standard.
Put it in the fucking box.
Why can my phone do it?
Everything does it. There's no excuse for that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Content, games. I need to see fucking games made for this
Absolutely.
thing. That's the biggest thing. Is where I'd like to see it. I need more fucking exclusive.
I would have
titles.
an Xbox One if I had more than Halo 5 to buy for it.
The Project Spark and the backwards compatibility, even though both are really neat, are huge indicators to me that they want you to play your old content or create your own content.
Which is kind of sad.
I agree. Project Spark is a really neat idea.
It was neat though.
But it literally reminds me of like, hey, we're working on a entertain yourself with Legos or something.
Yeah, I mean that should be an extra feature.
Yeah,
and not a.
It's free, which is nice.
And it's cool. I think anything that allows people to make creative content is always a good thing to have. I mean, that's why Minecraft is so successful.
Backwards compatibility, is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like that every time Games with Gold comes out,
right,
any game on the 360 list for that console is now a backwards compatible game. This is something I'd like to see more of in the future. I want to see everything on 360 be backwards compatible eventually. Yeah. I would love to play Black Ops and Black Ops 2 on there. If those communities could come back, or if they still are, I don't know. That's something I would love to see grow. I have minor, gripes about their intentions on it, but overall it's a great thing, and I love that I can throw in the actual disc and play it because I still own 360 games.
Yeah, I have a couple myself, so
yeah,
I would love to play like Blue Dragon and I forgot the name of it now. It's not Lost Odyssey. It's it doesn't matter.
And then finally, I'm the weird one here. I would like to see them do something with VR, because I know they're doing that fucking HoloLens thing, but it's not the same. And I wanted to see what they're gonna do with Kinect. They're not obviously gonna go the same route they were gonna do originally, because people bitched. But I mean, they already have the technology. Kinect is a very powerful tool that can do fucking thermal heat imaging and shit. Can tell where your fingers are and shit like that.
You heard Razer made one, right, for PC?
What?
A Kinect style camera?
Yeah, I heard about that. Use that with a VR set. I think it could be fucking awesome. They're gonna have to do it. It's the future. CS is full of drones and fucking VR headsets this year.
Yeah, one especially with Oculus officially selling theirs now, and PlayStation coming out and saying that they have over 100 games being developed for VR right now.
That's insane.
So I mean, that's.
We'll be talking about that next week, especially the price point of the Oculus, which is $600. Think about what you think about that. Come back on Tuesday. We're going to be talking about that.
Right.
I think that's pretty much it for this conversation.
It's a solid piece of hardware. Microsoft is obviously just needs to focus on something, because this all-in-one competing with every little thing on the market thing is it feels like it.
In terms of war, they're spread too thin.
Exactly.
They're on every front. They got to fucking punch through. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the console. I'm not pissed off that I bought it. Yeah. Especially Halo 5. Halo 5 is fucking awesome. Gives me something to play. And do you guys have an Xbox One? If you do, are you happy with it? Or are you not happy with it? Is it a Hulu machine for you? Let us know in the comments below. If you don't have one, also let us know. Do you want one? fuck, you don't want one. Doesn't matter. Let us know. But that's going to do it for this loot chest on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch. Sleep Division, one word. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode, and make sure to check out the rest of our content if you are curious. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And until Tuesday, have a good weekend, guys. Take it easy.